there's something super interesting that I've been blessed to realize on this journey of monk mode. So, brothers, whether you believe it or not, pretty much all for suffering or bad shit, if you will. So, it's coming from us eventually having too many unmade decisions inside of ourselves. And just simply being polarized towards many directions. And so, let me extend on this. So, when we have so many opportunities that we are nurturing, if you will, so where we are thinking about, hey man, I'm doing this thing, I'm doing that thing. So for example, I'm trying to become an entrepreneur, I'm also trying to become a musician, and you're just pretty much polarizing yourself towards all of these endeavors, right? And so what is happening is that with us simply splitting up our attention towards all of these directions, we are eventually creating a space inside of ourselves which is distracted. And so the biggest problem with that is that we are just simply not able to focus. And so the biggest problem with that is that, and due to my best understanding and realization, is that with focus actually comes joy and both progress. So basically this is how this whole thing works. Since you're focused on something, since you are able to stick with something, since you're able to follow that path, now you're actually making now you're actually gaining on that path. Now you're actually getting better. Now you're getting more excited because you're just leaning more into those things, and so on and so forth. So like this is a self-reinforcing cycle, and this is how we are actually become good in anything in life. And so after that, what is happening is that if we are willing to stick with that thing, then eventually we will become better and better and better and better and better and better at that very thing. And so with that, we are just simply focused on that thing. We do not really think of, hey man, like what else should I supposed to be doing with my life, because you quote unquote found your purpose. The problem actually begins when you just simply start to look at every single place because you're just simply not focused. And the actual, so this is the idea. It is not good or bad, but at the end of the day, that is the source of us being unrested. That is the source for us being, not being, just content with ourselves. Because if you're chasing, and if you're trying to chase so many things without you making a decision, then you will actually end up at this place of, always in a hurry, always, jumping from thing to thing, chasing shiny objects. And so that is coming from us not having our inner values put together. That is coming from us not having our decisions made. That is coming from us, something is fucked up inside ourselves. And so the actual problem again will not happen outside of ourselves, but will eventually happen inside of ourselves in form of, hey brother, I've been trying out this business model, that business model, and they don't work. Brother, they do work, but you would just simply have to stick with those things. And so the actual problem begins when we don't stick with those things, and halfway out we are just simply jumping out of the boat. So the actual idea that I wanted to share over here is that the actual place for us not being rested, or even more so being unrested, comes from us not being basically us not being content with a direction, and we are just simply jumping from direction to direction. And the second one is that basically this comes from the inside, meaning that these are not the opportunities that will be the solution, but basically the decisions that we do have inside of ourselves. So I'm talking about this because just recently so I think that I've been postponing a decision inside of myself for so long, and I just simply have an unmade decision inside of myself, which is regarding me wanting to really pursue an entrepreneurial path or a musician path, or both, or the actual distinction regarding to this. And so what I've got to realize nowadays is that back then, quite much like 2 years ago, I made the decision that I want to pursue this path of entrepreneurship. And I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't say that I'm not successful, but I'm definitely not at the place where I want to be at, and not necessarily in regards of success-wise, but I just simply do not live the life that I want to live. And again, I don't talk about money-wise. I'm talking about progress, like me pursuing something that worthwhile for me, and me like doing things that are worthwhile for me. And so what I've got to realize is that maybe I'm not on the right path. And so this is where all the things are coming up, and me just trying to pursue all the new things. So this is how this dynamic works, and really wanted to talk about this because at the end of the day, this is all again couldn't be fixed from the outside. You just needed to come in and figure out the thing. So this is the core idea, brothers, and hope if you have something like this, just find your ways. Love.